Did you know that just 1% of the world's population controls 99% of global wealth? Sounds crazy, right? But this isn't some random stroke of luck or an unfair trick of fate. There's something that sets them apart from the rest. It's not just about being smarter or luckier. They think in a completely different way. So, what makes the difference? Do they have a secret formula, or do they simply know something the rest of us don't? In this video, I'll reveal the mindset of the 1%, a way of thinking that can completely change your life, not through get-rich-quick schemes, but by understanding finance, career growth, and self-improvement in a whole new way. So, if you've ever asked yourself, how can I achieve massive success without working myself to death? Keep watching. The answer might be simpler than you think. Chapter 1. What is the 1% mindset? Have you ever wondered why the 1% rise to the top while the other 99% remain stuck in the cycle of work, salary, and saving? The answer is simple. They don't follow the crowd. Most people take the safe, familiar route, study hard, get a stable job, hope for a raise, and dream of one day becoming wealthy. But the 1%? They ask questions. They challenge what's considered normal. When the world thought electric cars were unrealistic, Elon Musk pushed forward with Tesla. When personal computers were just a futuristic concept, Steve Jobs saw their potential. The 1% also understand that success is a long game. While the 99% chase instant results, get rich quick, lose weight in a week, learn a language overnight, the 1% patiently build, brick by brick. Warren Buffett didn't become a billionaire by making rushed investments. Bill Gates didn't create Microsoft in a month. Every lasting success takes time and persistence. And most importantly, they focus on value, not just money. While most people chase paychecks, the 1% ask, what problem can I solve for others? Jeff Bezos didn't build Amazon to make a quick buck. He focused on customer experience, and the money followed naturally. When you provide enough value, wealth follows. So, if you want to change the game, start thinking like the 1%. Dare to be different. Play the long game. Focus on creating value. Because in the end, those who follow the crowd will only get what the crowd gets. But you can achieve so much more. Chapter 2. The 1% Mindset Principles that change your life. Principle 1. Growth Mindset. Growth Mindset. The secret of successful people. Have you ever met someone who's incredibly skilled at something and thought, wow, they must have been born talented? If so, you've fallen into the trap of a fixed mindset, the belief that abilities are something you're born with and can't change. But here's the good news. Success isn't just for a lucky few. It comes from something called a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset understand that skills aren't fixed, they can be developed. They don't shy away from challenges. They're not afraid of failure, and most importantly, they don't waste time being jealous of others' success. They learn from it. When faced with difficulties, they don't say, I can't do this, but instead ask, how can I do this better? They see failure as a valuable lesson, not the end of the road. So how can you apply this mindset to your life? It's simple. Embrace challenges. Don't avoid them just because you're afraid to fail. Challenges are opportunities to grow. Change your perspective on failure. No one starts out as an expert, and every setback brings you one step closer to success. Seek feedback. The best in the world aren't afraid of criticism. They use it to improve. At the end of the day, you don't need to be naturally gifted to succeed. You just need to be willing to learn and keep going. And who knows? One day, someone might look at you and say, wow, they must have been born talented. But only you will know the real secret behind your success. Principle 2. 1%. Every day. The small formula for big success. Have you ever set a goal to change yourself, only to give up after a week because it felt too hard? Don't worry, you're not alone. Most of us make the mistake of thinking that change only matters if it's big and immediate, but the Japanese have a different secret. Kaizen. continuous improvement little by little every day. Imagine this. If you improve by just 1% every day in a year, you'll be 37 times better than you are today. On the other hand, if you get 1% worse every day, you'll have almost nothing left. It's a small number, but over time, it creates a massive difference. So how do you apply Kaizen to your life? It's easier than you think. Want to read more books? Don't try to finish an entire book in one night. Just read 10 pages a day. By the end of the year, you'll have read a whole library. Want to exercise more? Don't start with a 2-hour workout and quit after 3 days. Start with 5 minutes a day and gradually increase over time. Want to save money? Don't wait until you have a lot. Save a small amount each day and you'll be surprised by how much you accumulate. The most important thing, consistency. Instead of obsessing over instant results, focus on sticking to the process. A little every day adds up, and before you know it, you'll look back and think, wow, just 1% a day got me this far. Principle 3, your environment shapes who you are. Jim Rohn once said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That means if you surround yourself with complainers, procrastinators, and pessimists, don't be surprised if you start seeing life through the same grey lens. But if you spend time with positive, growth-minded people, you'll naturally rise to their level. So how can you take control of your environment? Avoid the complainers club. Some people always blame circumstances instead of taking action. If you keep listening to them, you'll soon find yourself saying, nothing ever works for me either. Surround yourself with people who are ahead of you. Find mentors, join growth-minded communities, and learn from those who have already walked the path instead of listening to advice from people who never even tried. Consume positive content. Every day, you can either scroll through social media for hours or read something that helps you grow. Which will you choose? Feed your mind with content that pushes you forward, not content that holds you back. Here's a simple example. If you want to start a business, spend time talking to entrepreneurs, not people who are afraid to leave their comfort zones. If you want to get in shape, join a gym group instead of hanging out with people who only talk about fast food. Principle 4, invest in skills and finances. Wealthy people don't just have money, they know how to make their money work for them. Instead of spending on flashy things that drain their wealth, they invest in education, skills, and assets that generate more value. If you want to succeed, start with yourself. Learn marketing so you can sell anything, even your ideas. Master personal finance to avoid living paycheck to paycheck. Improve your communication, public speaking, and leadership skills to expand career opportunities. More importantly, manage your finances wisely. Don't rush to buy luxury cars, designer bags, or expensive items just to show off. If they don't help you make more money, they're just financial burdens. Instead, focus on investing in real estate, stocks, or businesses to build sustainable cash flow. A simple rule for financial balance is the 50-30-20 principle. Allocate 50% of your income for essentials, 30% for personal interests, and, most importantly, 20% for investments and savings. Successful people don't try to look rich to impress others. They focus on investing to become truly wealthy. Principle 5. Discipline, the ultimate game changer. Discipline is the key factor that separates successful people from those who only dream. Motivation can get you started, but discipline is what keeps you going. The top 1% don't wait until they feel like it. They take action even when they don't want to. The secret to building discipline isn't about having extreme willpower, but creating small, sustainable habits. Start with the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Don't let dirty dishes pile up or emails go unanswered just because you think, I'll do it later. More importantly, focus on systems, not just goals. Don't just say, I want to be rich. Build a sustainable way to make money. Don't just say, I want to be healthy. Create a habit of exercising and eating well every day. A consistent schedule also reinforces discipline. Wake up at the same time, exercise in the morning, and spend at least 30 minutes daily learning a new skill. Once these actions become habits, you won't need motivation anymore. Discipline will become part of who you are. In the end, to reach the top 1%, you need a growth mindset, daily improvements, a positive environment, and investments in skills and finances. But most importantly, you need discipline. No matter how big your goals are, without discipline, they will remain just promises to yourself. And let's be honest, nobody gets rich just by making promises. Chapter 3. Take action today. 1. The 3-step formula to start thinking. Like the 1%, do you want to improve yourself but feel overwhelmed by big goals? The secret isn't in making drastic changes. It's about progressing 1% every day. Here's a simple 3-step formula to apply this mindset to your life. No pressure, no procrastination, just results. Step 1. Choose one key skill or habit. First, pick one skill or habit you want to improve. Don't try to do too much at once, just one thing. The key is to choose something with a long-term impact, like improving your fitness, developing financial literacy, or learning a new language. If you want to speak English fluently, don't aim for something unrealistic like fluent in a month. Instead, start by learning 5 new words a day. Much easier, right? Step 2. Make small progress with the 1% rule. Instead of setting overwhelming goals that lead to burnout, focus on small, consistent improvements. Our brains love familiarity, so exercising for just 5 minutes a day is easier to maintain than going to the gym for 2 hours and quitting after a week. Apply this rule to all areas of life. Want to read more books? Don't force yourself to finish. 10 books a month, just 10 pages a day, is enough to build momentum. These small steps add up over time, creating compounding growth, just like interest in finance, but for your personal development. Step 3. Track progress and adjust when needed. No plan is perfect from the start. Tracking your progress helps you see what works and what needs adjustment. Keep a journal, use habit tracking apps, or simply take a few minutes each week to evaluate yourself. If something isn't working, don't quit, adjust. For example, if reading 10 pages a day feels too much, lower it to 5 pages, then gradually increase. The key is not to stop. The secret of successful people isn't luck or talent. It's progressing every single day, even by just 1%. And the good news, you can do it too. So which 1% will you start with today? 2. The key mindset. Don't try to change your entire life in one day. Have you ever made a list of things you want to change in your life and then changed nothing? That's because we're often too ambitious. Today we want to hit the gym. Tomorrow learn a new language. Next week make more money, all at once. The result? Burnout, frustration, and back to square one. Slow down. Success doesn't come from overnight transformations. It comes from small daily improvements. You don't need to become a perfect version of yourself in 24 hours. You just need to be 1% better than yesterday. A year from now, you'll be amazed at how far you've come. Bill Gates once said, "We overestimate what we can do in a day, but underestimate what we can achieve in a year." So, let's approach self-improvement the smarter way. Step 1. Pick one key skill or habit. Just one? Don't overdo it. Step 2. Make small progress. 1% daily, no rush. Step 3. Track your progress. Adjust as needed, but never stop. If you stay consistent, in 1 year, you'll be 37 times better than today. No magic, no superpowers, just starting today. Success doesn't come from sudden breakthroughs, but from small, consistent steps. You don't need to change the world overnight, just be 1% better than yesterday. Adopt a growth mindset, see failure as a lesson, and surround yourself with a positive environment. This will take you farther than you ever imagined. Remember, successful people don't just spend money, they invest in themselves, in knowledge, skills, and discipline. Motivation fades, but discipline gets you to the finish line. So, what small action will you take today? Reading a chapter? Exercising for 10 minutes? Starting a new habit? Whatever it is, write it down. Because when you do, you commit to yourself. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to stay on this journey of self-improvement. Success starts with small actions, and today is the day you begin.